Christmas is just around the corner, and if you're wondering what you should be reading this festive season, then I have got you covered. I have 5 classic Christmas books that I would like to share with you, but this time in audiobook form, and each of these encapsulate the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of love and warmth this festive season. So stay tuned to find out what are the books, the audiobooks that I am talking about in this video. Hello people, this is Sonali, the Melodramatic Bookworm. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to the Melodramatic Bookworm family. I'm here today with 5 Christmassy audiobook recommendations for you for this Christmas. If you are looking for some Christmas related stories to get into, there are some classics in among these 5, and they are really heartwarming and will put a smile on your face and will make you think. I listened to all of these on Storytel and had such a ball listening to them. They made me feel things in more ways than once, all the emotions. It made me think about humanity in general. It gave me a lot of life lessons as well. The importance of charity, of sacrifice, of family, of friendships, and so much more. For those of you who don't know, Storytel is an audiobook app on which there are lakhs of audiobooks in multiple languages, regional languages as well, and in multiple genres. And if you're planning to get a subscription, then Storytel is offering you a hefty discount on its annual plans. If you'd like to go ahead and get a subscription, an annual subscription, the link will be in the description box below. Click on that link and you will get a hefty, huge discount on its annual plans. Go ahead, get it. It's going to be worth it. Trust me on that. So without any further ado, let's dive right into this video and let me share with you the 5 Christmassy audiobooks that I listened to this festive season and which I would like to recommend to you. First up is a classic Christmas story. It's called A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and this has been narrated by Derek Perkins, and there's also another Christmas poem towards the end which is called The Night Before Christmas, written by Clement Clark Moore and narrated by Alison Larkin, and both of them tie in so very well with each other. A Christmas Carol is about Ebenezer Scrooge, who is a miser, and he is sitting in his office on, I think it's Christmas Eve, and he doesn't buy into this whole Christmas thing, and he is very grumpy and he is miserly, and he doesn't think that Christmas should be something that should be celebrated. He doesn't believe in charity and all of that. And on that Christmas Eve, he is visited by the ghost of his old partner, who tells him that he will be visited by 3 more ghosts, which are Ghost of Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Present, and Ghost of Christmas Future. And they are going to show him things that is going to change the way he looks at the world in so many ways than one. And all of this has such a profound effect on him, and it's very heartwarming to see the lessons that are being doled out throughout the story. And Derek Perkins has done a fantastic job, what with the way he changes his voice, be it the ghosts or be it the grumpy, irritated voice of Ebenezer Scrooge. He has done a fantabulous job. No matter what is behind the scenes, the thing is, becoming kind is the key point. It talks about charity towards the less fortunate in times of love, warmth, light. When you have a lot and others don't turn your backs on them. That's what they're trying to say. And also listen to this particular audiobook. You'll see the screenshot of it, listen to it, in which there's also this poem by Clement Clark Moore, narrated by Alison Larkin, and it talks about this whole Christmas spirit. Please go ahead, listen to this. I think it's the most famous Christmas story ever told. I would highly recommend this. Next up is an audiobook that I've spoken about before, but I couldn't not include it in this recommendation list because it is also such a classic Christmas story of sacrifice and love and warmth. And this is The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry and narrated by Benaifer J. Mirza. And this is the story of a married couple on Christmas Eve who realize that they don't have gifts for each other. Della is now panicking on Christmas Eve because she doesn't have a gift to give to her husband, Jim. So when she is standing in front of the mirror, she's looking at her reflection, and she suddenly looks at her hair, and she has this crazy idea, and she goes out, donates her hair, and gets her husband a gift. But when she comes back and when Jim comes back from work, she's about to discover that, oh no, something has happened that it sort of increases the love between Della and Jim in ways that you can never anticipate. And especially since O. Henry has this knack of turning his stories in ways that you never thought he could. The plot twists that come towards every story are like you wait impatiently for that, because you know that something is about to come out, something hopeful is about to come out from there. And in this particular story, Della's decision might seem foolish and impulsive, both of their decisions, but it also comes from the fact that they are coming from a place of love and of sacrifice for the other, that they have to do something in the spirit of Christmas for their better halves because it's Christmas and they want to show their love for each other in that way. And this particular message of love and sacrifice and the release of expectations in a relationship makes it such a wonderful Christmas story. And I feel like Benaifer J. Mirza's narration makes this a beautiful Christmas story into an even more beautiful one, because it's so soothing to listen to, and to come away with such a strong message of love and warmth, it's something else altogether. And I will highly, definitely always recommend this story, be it as an audiobook or if you're reading it, but Benaifer Mirza's narration makes it even better, so audiobook it is. Next up is a story that I was not expecting to like so much, and that is called Idahs New Year Cake by L.M. Montgomery and narrated by Susan Banais. And this is the story of Ida Mitchell, who is a third year at the Clifton Academy, and she is not able to go home because her siblings have the measles. So her mother promises to send her a fruitcake, and she is in anticipation, she's waiting in anticipation of that fruitcake with all her friends. But there's another Ida Mitchell who is in second year in the same college, and she receives the cake by mistake. So now third year Ida goes to ask second year Ida for her cake back. But when she sees the earnest joy on second year Ida's face, third year Ida doesn't have the heart to take her cake back. And this is such a sweet story. I mean, it's just, I think, 13 minutes long, and I felt the kindness, I wouldn't say charity, but the understanding of another human being's feelings, of emotions, of understanding that there's more to the world than just us wanting certain things, and that it's okay to give up some things when you see that someone else needs that thing more. It stresses on being unselfish, and how, especially during these times, it rings so true that you need to understand where the other person is coming from as well, and just try to let go of some things, because there's more to this world than just taking what is one's right and what one deserves. There are much bigger things than that. This story, which comes from L.M. Montgomery, who has written Anne of Green Gables, another great, amazing, beautiful story, is such a heartwarming one. And Susie Banais' narration makes it into a more heartwarming one, if that is even possible. She has pulled through the emotions of joy, of that pride which comes with knowing that something is waiting for you, but then when you realize that you are doing the right thing in not claiming it for yourself, she has done a great job. I loved this audiobook, and I would highly, definitely recommend it to you. Read it at any time of the year, but when you read it around this Christmas season, you'll feel that happiness, that joy, that warmth that radiates off of the Christmas spirit. Next up is A Night at the Frost Fair by Emma Carroll, and this has been narrated by Maya Saroya. And this is a children's book. It's about 39 minutes long, and this is the story of Maya Mulligan, who is now returning home in a taxi after meeting her gran, who is in a care home. And her gran has given her a gift which seems like very brown and lumpy, but Maya is not really happy with her gift, but she doesn't say anything in order to not hurt her grandmother. But what happens when they are traveling back in the taxi is that she is transported 200 years into the past, and to the London, to the River Thames, where it has frozen solid. And now she has met a boy called Eddie, who is taking her through the stalls. They form a friendship. He's not supposed to be outside, and he's trying to duck and hide from someone who is pursuing him and trying to take him in. And these two go on a small little adventure throughout this time. What exactly is this time travel, this whole experience going to show Maya? Is it once she returns, she's going to wonder whether it's real, whether it is a dream, or whether it's going to, put forward some truths in front of her which she probably is not prepared for. And this is such a wholesome story, a warm, short audiobook that encapsulates the whole of Christmas spirit and finding those familial connections in the littlest of things. And it's a sweet little reminder for us to keep our family close in this fleeting life that we have, because that is what makes us us. And this story is very unexpected in a lot of ways. You will take some time to make the connection, but it's not a lot of time because it's so sweet and short. But it is still enjoyable. It's a great one. But do try to listen to this one because it's such an amazing one. It will transport you back to the London of old times, but it will also bring home to you the truths that things are not always what they seem, and there's more to them than meets the eye. Highly recommend. Do listen to this. It's great. Last but not the least is another classic, which is called Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. This particular audiobook is such a fantastic production, complete with specially produced music for this audiobook in itself. It's a very Christmassy feeling. There's a music for Jingle Bells and a lot of other Christmas carols as well. And I had so much fun. I had goosebumps. It took me back to my school days when we used to sing carols at Christmas. These letters from Father Christmas were written by J.R.R. Tolkien to his kids in reply to their letters to Father Christmas. In this, he talks about Father Christmas's experiences at the North Pole, and along with the polar bear as well as the elf, and how their day goes by and what the children have to do, what he has to do for the children. And there's so much warmth and just happiness radiating off of this audiobook. Derek Jacobi as Father Christmas, John Moffat as the polar bear, and Christian Rotzka as Ilbert the elf. They have all brought this story to life. It makes you feel that if you right now, if you went to the North Pole, then you would find all of them working over there in order to make Christmas special for millions across the world. And I really loved it. These particular letters that we're talking about, they were written, I think, during the 1920s all the way to 1943, and you see year by year how it changes and how the people in the letters also change. I didn't think that this would be the first book or audiobook that I would be listening to by J.R.R. Tolkien, but it has come about, and I think this is just that percentage of a push in the direction that it takes for me to go and listen or read The Lord of the Rings. After having listened to this, it just gets me right in the mood of going on that whole adventure. After having listened to Father Christmas and his elves and the polar bear going on these adventures and doing all these, getting into these everyday scrapes and just bumbling along some of these characters, and Father Christmas just looking on in exasperation sometimes, but also with kindness and with a huge smile on his face and a laugh rumbling out of him. It's just great. I didn't think I would say this, but Tolkien has pulled me in. Another audiobook that you definitely must listen to this Christmas. It's great, and it'll get you into the Christmas feel. So those were the 5 Christmas audiobook recommendations that I had for you today. Which of these have you read? Which ones do you want to read? Which ones do you want to listen to more specifically? If you want to listen to any of these, then please do go get a Storytel subscription. The link to the discounted Storytel subscription will be in the description box below. There's a hefty discount going on. Please go get it, and I promise you it's going to be worth it. Storytel is amazing. And let me know what you think of this particular video in general, and also let me know what are your favorite Christmas audiobooks or books. I would love to hear from you. If you like this video, please like it and share it to spread the word. And if you like my content and would like to see more from me, don't forget to hit subscribe and click on the bell icon beside the subscribe button to get notified as and when I post new videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, keep reading, keep watching, and add melodrama to your life.